Good morning, afternoon, or evening. I go by the name of Solo. Welcome back to Solo Driven. Now, if you tuned in to last week's video, I'll leave a link right here, or whichever side it is. I always get it messed up. Y'all know that we installed new brakes with the new brake rotors and new brake caliper paint. So I did mention in that video we still have a couple more things that I want to knock out. One of them being the alternator, the other being the tires. We're going to be taking care of one of those issues, and those are the tires. Now, these tires are very dry rotted. They're not the most worn out tires in thread depth, but they do have that dry rot. I no longer want to put myself in a blowout situation. There's so many different types of scenarios that can happen due to a blowout. So I'm gonna completely eliminate that. We're gonna be getting brand new set of tires. And for those that don't know, this car from the factory came with 275 tires all the way around, which is pretty impressive. These came with beefy tires from the factory, and I did order wider tires for the back, so I can't wait to get them installed and get a more aggressive look on the Catfish, baby. The things that we have been upgrading lately have been very necessary things, so it feels good to be able to take it out on the road and not have to worry about whether I'll be able to stop or not. Sound of that V8, baby. God, I love this thing. Alright, now like I mentioned, these cars came from the factory with 275s, and oh man, I can't get over the way the yellow calipers look. They look so good. And matter of fact, to touch on that real quick, we are not gonna be leaving this red SLPSS emblem. We're gonna go with something different that matches the setup, because the red is kind of throwing it off for me. So we got some coming in the mail very soon, and we're gonna put some new badging on here. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. These came with 275s from the factory. Now, these tires are all different, and that's another reason I kind of had to rush this tire change. These are NT 555. These are what are these? Bridgestone Ponsettas or Potenza. And we have a nitto NT 555 up front, and then a Bridgestone Potenza. So a Potenza in the rear and the front, a nitto in the rear and the front. It's just kind of all over the place. Now, though these came with 275 from the factory being impressive, that's kind of not enough for a American muscle car. We at least need 295s and up. And as you can see here, yeah, it's not enough.
I'ma need safety. Tell her I can't snake me. Ray gun off safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship. Blow smoke screen daily, so the stress don't faze me. I'm going, I keep it factual. I'm on sabbatical. I'm out in Central America. I need a break from hysteria. Park like the one with the carousel. I get it lit in your...
So without further ado, let's take this car on over to the tire shop, get them mounted so we can make this car an even more aggressive looking muscle car. Actually, you know what? We need to give these tires a proper goodbye. Alright, now that we said our farewell, let's go ahead and drop this car off at Discount Tire and get these tires installed. Woo! Super clean. Maybe I should update y'all first. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the factory tires are 275 40 17s. We went with a 305 45 17. This is a Nitto NT 555 R2. This is a drag radial tire. Now, I didn't know this, but when you go with a wider tire, that also makes the wall of the tire get bigger as well. I didn't know that. So yeah, we went with a 305 45 17 drag radial tire. Now, I did all sorts of research. I asked around, I looked on forums, I asked on forums, I went on, called several different tire shops, and it all comes down to these facts. These rims from the factory are 17 by 9. 17 by 9. Now, when it comes to rims, the 0.5 of whatever rim size you have really does not matter. So you want to look at, when you're looking at wheels, by the flat number, the solid number, 9, 10, 11, whatever it is. This is a 17 by 9 inch wheel. Now, 315s will not fit on this. You at least need a 10-inch tire. That is a fact. Now, the 305 will fit on these wheels. The problem that we ran into is this part right here. So yeah, this little corner needs to be cut off about an inch in order for these tires not to rub at all. And this is a pretty sharp little corner, so you definitely do not want that. Now, I don't want to cut this metal because then we're gonna have to smooth it out, and it's still a worry of the tires hitting that corner and possibly popping the tire. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna fold this part back. We're just gonna kind of hammer it. That way it still has that nice curvature, and we'll have peace of mind with that smooth surface, and we don't have to worry about no sharp edges. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bend it back. I'm gonna hit it with a hammer, see where it goes, and get these bad boys put on. These brake rotors and new calipers look so good. Drop a comment down below if y'all are messing with this. Anyways, I'm gonna be using a rubber mallet here. I'm gonna start with this because this is still soft. It's not gonna damage the metal here. I'm gonna try it with this. Worst case scenario, I'll use a piece of wood with a regular hammer, and if that doesn't work, it's not hard enough, then I'll use a hammer. So let's try this first. Fingers crossed. Well, that was pretty easy, and it came out, wow, that came out better than I expected. It kind of takes form of the harder metal over here. As you can see, it kind of has a curve and it goes straight. That's a part of this thicker metal right here. So this little flimsy part is gonna bend very easily, and it's gonna take the shape of the harder part no matter how you hit it or with what you hit it. So let's get the other side and get these tires put on, because I'm pretty excited to see how mean this thing is gonna look. All right, we have the metal folded, tires back on, tires loaded. Let's go back and get those bad boys put on.
I want hands by the case, Lord. Get the millions and lay low. Take my what I'm gonna wait for. Put my bros on the payroll. Out of sight, out of mind, out my way. Out of sight, out of mind, out my way. Out of sight, out of mind, out my way. Out of sight, out of mind, out my way. I've been blind to it. Yeah. All these suckers, all these buses, all these leeches, now I'm not blind to it. Yeah. Get you done or we gon' run or watch me come up off of my music. I just made 10 in a week.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna leave it right here. We're gonna let them finish up the tires, and once they're finished, we're gonna do the reveal. All right, we're all done here. We're wrapping up. Shout out to all the guys, hardworking men over here at Discount Tire. Some of y'all got some pretty nice cars. check it out, guys. Let me know what you think of the new setup. We went with the factory specs in the front and the 305/45 on the rear. Now the reason I went with that size is because, to put it short, it's very hard to find anything that's a drag radio or a street slash, you know, radio for these cars, especially going on the wider spectrum. So that's the reason why we went. It's a little on the thicker side, but I like it, and I know for sure I'm not gonna have any problems with traction. The car feels so much smoother now that we have the new tires on there. Feels good to know that I don't have to worry about any blowouts anytime in the near future. Now, these are drag radios, and we're not gonna have no issue with traction whatsoever until we get above like 700 horsepower. So I can't wait for the future plans to get this bad boy into a 600 horsepower beast. I would like to do the exhaust next, suspension for sure. That's probably in the priority right now, and then we can go head cams, and who knows what else holds in the future for the Catfish. But anyways, guys, that's gonna end today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button for support, and remember, be motivated, stay driven.